That is, how did you study for geography?
I found geography as a subject was the easiest to study for because it was where my passion was and my interest. And although I'm not really pursuing geography after school, it was something throughout Year 12 that I found really interesting. So I know that if we look at study time, the majority of my time is dedicated to geography, which is probably why I excelled so much in geography compared to the other subjects. A lot of my study was sitting down and actually writing out notes. I found that if I read over them, I'd just read and my mind would drift off elsewhere and I'd think about other things. What was really important was writing out the actual material that I learned. And I made a lot of acronyms and things like that to help me remember, but it was that physical process of writing that really helped with geography.
And a quick question just to sort of clarify. So when you were rewriting,
yes.
Was it a set of notes you pre-created, or was it, just things that you read in your textbook or in handouts and that sort of thing?
It was notes I'd created all throughout the year, probably at the end of every week or every 2 weeks. I write down under the syllabus dot points in a notebook by hand what we learned, and I summarise everything we learned. Just dot points would help me remember, and then I could build on that as I went.
Okay, and so you did that consistently throughout the year?
Yes, for each subject I kept different books for each subject and did that throughout the year.
Obviously one of them was for geography.
One for geography, economics, chemistry. Apart from English doesn't really suit the whole syllabus heading dot point form.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fine.
And just again to get a little bit more clarity on that process that you went through. So, because we're talking about geography, but I guess this applies more generally as well, you would consistently week to week write your notes. And you do that exercise book, and you mentioned syllabus dot point as the heading.
Yes.
And then you use one resource, multiple resources.
Yes. Definitely week to week, or if the week was slow, I do it every 2 weeks, bi-weekly. I'd usually be transferring the notes I'd made in class out of my notebook into shorthand, but I'd also cross-reference that and try and add more statistics in the end, and I used to overlay the book with post-it notes. So I'd have, underline everything would be the dot point and the basic information. Then I'd build statistics, especially for geography, which is important, on post-it notes over the page, which I got from either a lot of internet searches.
So you had to do extra research though?
Yeah, a lot of extra research. I mean, my geography teacher was brilliant and she kept supplying us with information. She has reams of it. But I also did research to try and stay current, because I think teachers, they have this information they keep for so many years and it's good, but markers really want to see current information to know that you're up with the topic and you're not taking stuff straight from your teacher.
And I guess it just shows that you're connecting with the material as well.
Yeah.
In a way that's probably going to be unique compared to the other 5,000 students.
Yeah. You don't want to be one of those kids that's just rote learning and rewriting everything down because the marker sees it time and time again. You want to be interested.
Yeah. And so then you've written your notes, and what I did notice in your structure of your notes is to an extent you really did structure in a way where you was clear when you looked at a page what was what. So underline syllabus dot point, coloured post-it note statistic.
Yes.
Did you have any other sort of structures like that to help you break up the material into sets of information that you needed to learn?
Yes. Not really. I mean, the syllabus is so well set out that you can really just put down the dot points, and in the end...
So it was listing though, essentially?
It was listing of dot points, and in the end you get into the exam, you read the question, and you realise, oh, well, this is coming from dot point 3. And you remember the dot point, and you have a fair idea of what the dot point is. So you really know exactly what the examiner wants to see, because they're marking to that dot point criteria. So a friend and I did a lot of analysis of what they wanted to see, and we tried to get inside the markers' heads, which is probably just childish talk, but we figured if we sat down and wrote out exactly what the dot point wanted, then we could do no wrong in the final exams.
Alright, great. And so, as you said, you've written these notes. Second step in the process then is rewriting, as you said. So you sort of get your notes out and literally pen and paper, and was it rewrite word for word? Was it key points? Was it just certain things each week? Was it done weekly?
Yes. Usually I pick a dot point that I didn't know very well, and then I kind of split the information up into as many different groups as I could, and then I try and formulate a question in my head, just a general question that was really asking about the dot point. I put a directive term in front of the dot point, and then I'd start writing out as much information as I could under that dot point. And I mean, I look at the book to start with, and then I close the book and see if I can remember the information under the dot points.
Alright, great. So just, I think there's a couple of really good things in there. One was that you said that, so you've taken the time to convert dot points into questions, but to do it yourself.
Yes.
Which I guess means that you're having to actively think about, well, what possibly could they ask?
Yeah.
And then basically it was a look, cover, check almost.
It was.
Look, check it, okay, great, right, and then double
Yes.
check it. Yeah.
And when I knew that, then I keep adding information to try and build a really substantial answer.
And then would you keep the answers for later reference, or was it just something that you do and then you file away?
I was actually, in the end, I was throwing them out because it wasn't about learning an answer at all. It was about being able to see that question, think through what you knew about it, and then write it and structure it properly. Because I was never going to learn answers to all the different dot points. I just need to know the general information and then structure my answer out of that.
Alright, great. So it was really building your skill set of structuring answers.
Yes.
I guess initially though, that added benefit would have been just increasing your understanding and memory as well.
Yes, definitely.
Which is good to have. Now, would you do that on a weekly basis though, or was this something that you tended to do, only prior to exams?
It was really something I do prior to exams. I know a lot of my time was taken up with writing out the detailed notes and expanding on them. That by the time, the time would just go, and then when I got to exams, then I'd start to read these answers and try and learn as much as possible.
Alright.